This week on News Time, man, it's been 6 years since I started doing this show. That's a long time for mediocrity, but I'm good now, I think. If you respect me at all, don't watch the first 100 Fs. They're troubling. Let's see, what else has it been long enough to remember? The Alamo? Nah, too long. 9/11? Nah, too political, but never forget. Spike TV becoming Paramount Network? Ding ding ding, chicken wings. Around this time last year, the men-driven but often not watched Viacom-owned Spike became Paramount Network. New shows and the same old cops marathons plagued the network. Now it's been 365 days since launch. How are things going? Is Paramount Network achieving its goals? Do you love this stuff? Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? Are you single? I heard you screwed your girl. Is it true? You getting money? You think that... Heck yeah, flippin' right.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the network news you didn't know about. Every time I wink at you, I'd never feel comfortable. Get your pens and Scantrons ready. Pop quiz time. True or false? One of the most watched episodes of News Time is about Spike TV becoming Paramount Network. Circle in your answers now. I'll wait. Hashtag time's up. Turn in those Trons, kids. Here's really advice. Johnny, pencils down there, bud. Okay, let me just collect those and run them through the machine. And, oh crap, it's smoking. I guess you all shouldn't have used pens. Oh well, the answer is true. Everyone gets credit. People really wanted to know what in the world was happening with that network. And now, a year to date later, they finally have an answer. Sort of. If you've been keeping up with how the Paramount Network has been doing, and I pray you have, you can see not much has changed in the transition. I'd argue things have gotten a tad bit worse. In 2018, the channel added a handful of new shows: Yellowstone, American Woman, and Heathers. One got middling reviews, another was canceled, and the other was put on the back burner after subject matter became too real. Even their event series Waco, arguably their flagship, didn't perform up to standards. And these were their high-profile shows. The holdovers from Spike may be doing fine enough. Seriously, who watches that much Cops and Bar Rescue? Answer: this guy. But these new shows were supposed to take them into prestige territory like their cable and streaming competitors. It's not all bad. At least Yellowstone is coming back, and they could always reach out to more creators. At least they're willing to do half-hour comedies and hour-long dramas. With all that, though, how well is the Paramount Network doing? We don't really know. Viacom is shifting one of its major series, First Wife Clubs, which was supposed to air this month, over to BET. That's not the end of their worries. Kevin Kay, a Viacom bigwig and Paramount Network head, was reportedly pushed out in October. His duties were essentially given to Comedy Central president Kent Alterman. All is not lost, though, even with the cancellation of most of their shows, even with the unsure nature of cable networks and how they work. Paramount Network has one more trick up its sleeve. TV Land, like oh so many channels, is getting rid of its half-hour shows, which means Younger, the popular Sutton Foster star, is headed over to Paramount. It brings a high critical consensus with ratings to boot, 60 episodes from previous seasons, and a 6th season on the way. That's huge news for a channel without its much-lauded turned-pan half-hours. Running a cable channel has gotten particularly difficult in the past few years. The rise of streaming and decline of commercial viewing has shown executives that people want more of their shows faster and less of the things keeping them away from said shows. Why continue to focus on an area you're not entirely good at? Ratings aren't so hot for your show? cancel it and allocate the money elsewhere. It's a tried and true method that cable channels use every single season. But is it lack of ratings or lack of confidence that kills a show? Speaking of lack of confidence, why don't you confidently swing on over to the subscribe button as well as our other videos? Who cares? You can follow us on Twitter @CBlissComedy. Follow me on Twitter @ChadLikeWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast as well as the other things that we do on CBliss Comedy. Read the interviews. Do it. I love you. You can also do some other things in other ways with other people. This is getting weird. Goodbye.